Some people run a little fast, but meh,
Yay, YouTube is working.
good for a change.
I figured if I reset the stream key,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I did.
Gotcha.
Ah, there we go. Now I just got to remember not to look at this little dealy hopper up here because it will distract me. And I'll go, oh gee, I wonder what notifications I got. Oh, I lost the thing.
Don't push the button.
Wrong
Mm-hmm. Thump, 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 thump,
button.
thump, thump, thump.
I do need to do one little thing over on another Facebook
Ah,
thing. That is look for trivia time.
ah, yeah, that's true. So we are live right now, right?
Yes, we are
Yes, we are.
live.
All right. Hey guys, this is Jacob.
This is Drew.
Hey, we're the Cellcast, and thank you so much for tuning in or watching and streaming wherever you are right now. Tonight we're reviewing the second movie from the Digimon Tri series. Uh, movie 2,
Determination.
Termination. So if you haven't watched it, it's available for free a lot of places. Peacock, Crackle, Pluto, YouTube, all these other places you can go watch this for free. Or if you're like us, we actually went and bought the physical media. What's
Because we're crazy like that.
Yeah, and plus some of us like physical media. Still,
I have nothing against physical media. It's just
no,
sometimes I can't keep up with digital media.
that is true.
I like how I'm coming up with last week's trivia and not this week's trivia as I'm looking through here.
Weird.
I'm worried I didn't post it. Now,
Oops.
and I know the answer. There's the one from Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Josh. How are you
Hello,
doing?
Josh. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday. And also happy birthday, late birthday to you, Jacob.
Donka.
I may have to check through publishing tools, which I hate going this direction because it always tries to sell me crap.
Of course. Yeah, so guys, we will get started with Digimon Adventure Tri Determination, the second movie, fairly shortly. So if you've watched the film, let us know in the comments down below. Or if you haven't, it's very relatively available on most free streaming platforms. So go check it out. Come back and watch this, or you just enjoy two knuckleheads
Talking about stuff.
talking about stuff and geeking out about stuff. This is the place to be. So stay tuned or hang out. Stay tuned and join us in the chat before we can get this party started.
As soon as I find out if I screwed up or not. It's not in.
Did you post your own?
I don't think so. I shouldn't have if I did. But I know I did that once before.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Hashtag trivia time. Why is it not just showing trivia time? Okay, Josh, I got a stupid question for you. Did I post the trivia question last week? Because I'm having a hard time finding it. And I know, I want to say you're the one who answered. So that would have been the 22nd, which I think is this one. Ooh, that's a picture you posted. I can just make out Punzel.
Punzel?
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. I can go with Raps, but Punzel?
And,
Yeah.
Anna, whatever. Okay, maybe I did post it to mine. Okay, so Josh, you do remember posting an answer to it. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, but let's say just check your own.
Checking mine just in case. Nope. Literally the 17th when I saw Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christmas when I posted what I got for Christmas.
Huh.
So I didn't post it on mine, so I must have posted it on the page, but yet it's not listed on the page.
That's weird.
I don't get it. And I know... Yeah, thank you, Josh. I did post it. It's just disappeared.
Weird.
Well, Josh, I know you answered it. I'm going to give you the points that I've been forgetting to
tally up.
I'm going to give it to you anyway. Because I know I don't have to look up the answer. I know the answer. Do you know the answer?
What was the question?
Because of the use of the Japanese music for most of the show, we get to hear the Japanese the instrumental versions of the Japanese theme song.
Right.
What was the name of the theme song? If you know it, don't answer right now.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if you know it.
I think I know it.
Okay.
Okay.
A different song goes through my head when I hear that word, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready to start?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. Going to hit live on the thing, because I almost forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Josh, let me know if you can hear this. I love how that moved over here now. I'm not going to question it at this point. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you very much.
And that sound means Needlet's happy too.
You'll figure out who she is.
Oh,
very
by the way,
quickly.
Josh, if you did not listen, if you've only listened to the live versions and you have not listened to either the uncut version I posted on the Patreon that you've got, or you hadn't listened to the regular version, you might want to listen to like the first couple minutes of all these Digimon episodes. We are recording skits.
Yeah.
But we're not recording them live, and I don't remember why I decided that.
Because we're
I
reading
really
from
don't
a
remember
script.
why like it's any worse than what we normally do.
That is true. It's a little more structured than what we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just letting you know, Josh, if you hadn't been listening to that, obviously don't turn us off now. But yeah.
Go back and listen to the last episode later on.
It's like literally like a minute or two
Yeah.
at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Before the theme song. Which reminds me, there was something else I needed to add to this because I am calling Intro 4. Which has been our intro for the past 2 years.
Okay.
I'm just going to drop the... That's the wrong thing. Drop the actual, just the theme song.
Okay.
To come in after that's to start off on.
Okay.
Except I'm going to need to make one small change to it. I'm just now thinking. Yeah, Josh, you probably got time.
Yeah.
This is going to take me a minute.
You know, technical issues and like, oh, we need to change this real fast.
Yeah, it's called I forgot to take care of my business.
It happens. So apparently you forgot to go to the restroom before you started?
No, I went to the bathroom today.
Okay, good. Because that be this like no.
You didn't catch what I just said today.
Yeah. Ugh. No wonder your apartment smells. Whew. I'm kidding.
No, that's
I'm
entirely
kidding.
other
I'm
things.
kidding. I'm kidding.
That's probably just the fact that I don't have shoes on right now.
Oh, no.
Hang on. Okay, that's where I usually. That's where it used to cut in. So. Okay, fine. I'll do it this way. Okay, it's right there. Do that. Boop. Okay, I need you to go full max there. And then right here, just one. Why did you do it that way? That's not what I wanted you to do. And you knew that's not what I wanted you to do. That's what I wanted you to do. So now it goes. I need to come a little bit out from that. Okay. Save project. Drop intro. Export MP3. Not there. I don't want you going there. I want you to go into intro. There we go.
This happens when you have a lot of folders. You have a lot of data on there.
Actually, you want to see something that's going to blow your mind?
Okay.
Let me bring this up. Let's see. Okay. This is my normal C drive. This is the D drive. Do you know what most of the D drive here is?
Podcasting?
Yes. In fact, you go into this, there are only two things here, and one of these is very short. It doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah. The rest of
Everything
it is
else
Audacity.
Audacity.
Wow.
And it's all of that. So I actually am going to need to come in here at some point and compress it and put it on a hard drive somewhere so I have room.
Wow.
Well, it's because I've saved everything.
Yeah.
At least since we moved to Old Bessie.
Yeah. And that's what? Almost 3 years? 3 years of...
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 800 megabytes?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
No, sorry, because it's a 2 terabyte drive. 800 gigabytes.
Oh, okay. Gigabytes.
Gigabytes.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of data.
Yes. Okay. Intro is dropped and uploaded.
Good.
We are ready to start.
All right, let's do this.
Josh will catch up to us when he catches up to us.
All right, good deal.
Coming back. Starting in. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who, well, he just finds May Kumon just so darn cute. Welcome, Jacob.
Well, she does look like a plush.
Yeah.
Why, thank you. Let me introduce our co-host, a man who just wants a donut. Welcome, Drew.
Man, what did jelly donuts ever do to you?
I don't know. They're tasty. if that's your thing.
If that confused you, it's because for some reason it's still going long, even though I told it not to. And it's
Yep.
doing
A
some
little
weird
bit weird,
stuff.
but either way.
It should be fine on the final recording.
Yeah.
But anyway. Trivia time. That's where we were.
Yeah. Trivia time. There we go.
I got just completely confused myself. That's pretty much normal. Okay, so last week our trivia time. We know we posted it. It disappeared. But
It went into the digital world, apparently.
it got infected,
Apparently.
and we need a vaccine.
Yes.
Our question from last week was, due to the fact that Digimon Adventure Tri uses primarily the audio soundtrack,
yes.
with the exception of course, the theme song being "Digimon Are Back Again."
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of times throughout the movie, both movies actually, I can say now, in which you can hear an instrumental version of the Japanese theme song to Digimon Adventure.
Yeah.
What is the name of that theme song?
I think if memory serves correctly, I think it's Butterfly.
It is Butterfly.
Boom.
It is indeed Butterfly, which Josh answered correctly before it all disappeared into the Digiverse.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, that's our trivia for this week. Stay tuned for the end of the episode, where we will ask another trivia question about our next movie.
Yeah.
So Jacob, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Christmas has come and gone. So there again, Merry Christmas to all. And I hope you are New Year.
That's the wrong one.
Okay. So Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess I need to touch on this now.
Yeah.
That sound you heard was we apparently have an upgrade to our system, a new AI of sorts.
Yeah.
And she has a tendency to come in now. That was our AI D-Lit. She said
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to y'all too.
Yeah. So yeah, Merry Christmas to all. Yeah, so we are approaching the new year with New Year's resolutions. I've got a few of my own. I don't know if Drew does or not.
I'll make something up before we have to
okay.
say something.
Okay. I've got a few things I'm working on the pipeline,
have
so stay tuned for that. It feels like it should be Thursday when it's Tuesday. It's one of those weeks. So the run up to the new year is always kind of interesting because everything slows down and then everything just goes like a bullet into a China shop. Very end of the year, the very end of the days.
To you, it feels like a Thursday.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like a Monday. But yet Thursday is Friday.
Right.
Time is all wibbly wobbly for me this week.
I gotcha. Totally get it. Yeah, I'm trying to get some last minute art projects out of the way for Patreon and what have you for the new year. So if you're part of our Patreon, stay tuned for that. It should come out, towards the end of the year. So check that out when it comes out. And plus, if you want to check out the art for the Cellcast, please go to patreon.com/Cellcast and go to the $5 or $10 tier where you can get exclusive art from this guy and other little Patreon exclusives, which we are working on. And I hope you guys enjoy. And if you are, welcome. And for those who are coming into our Patreon, welcome to the Cell Nation. So that is all I have been working. That is all I've been working on and doing. What's up? Yeah, minus Christmas, going to my parents' place, having fun.
I have to ask, what did you get for Christmas?
There's a part. Let's see, tools. One thing I don't want to mention on air because one of my brothers decided to give me something that he knows I do not drink. He decided to give it to me anyways.
So
little bottles of
schnapps,
kind of, yeah.
Guinness.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just gonna keep saying stuff until you admit that it's vodka.
My brother bought me little bottles of alcohol.
Okay,
To be like
alcohol.
so now I have a mini bar, quite literally a mini bar. It's like, thanks, Jim Bob. So I feel like it's like, okay, yeah, either way. So that was funny in a sense. It was fun. I wound up passing out on the couch on Friday, not because I drank. Don't get me wrong, I didn't drink. I was just too tired, fell asleep, and got up on Sunday, drove home, went to church, and went and hung out at Chase's at the end of the night. And yeah, so it's been an interesting week so far. How about you?
I had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
I went and visited the family back home. We had a Christmas thing on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Christmas dinner on Christmas Day.
Ah.
And then it was another family thing on Christmas after Christmas. What do you call that? The day after Christmas? The 26th?
26th.
Or as we call it in my family, Aunt Carol's birthday.
Ah.
Speaking of Aunt Carol's birthday, it was also your birthday.
Yes, it was.
And unfortunately, I didn't make an awesome art project to give you like you gave me. Which, by the way, I do have the frame for that thing. I just haven't framed
awesome.
it yet.
Awesome.
It's sitting over there in that big white bag.
Gotcha.
Along with another couple other frames.
I gotcha.
But, yeah, I got season 1 of Star Trek Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a bunch of King Kong and Godzilla movies.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Mandalorian cup, a
Cool.
mug,
Mm-hmm.
and a wooden carving of a cruise ship. As memory, it's up there by by Deedlit, the other Deedlit, up there by the Record of Lodos War Blu-ray.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
I can't see it because of my head.
Yeah, it's behind. Yeah, and they can't see it because it's behind your head. Not that it matters. Even though my dad did carve that. Thank you, Dad. Anyway, and then I also got a snow cone machine, which any other winter
Right.
would seem strange, but considering it was 80 degrees Christmas Day,
Yeah.
and
Texas weather, right?
And I wore shorts to Christmas. And it's like, yeah, okay, that'll fit. That'll work. Also got a 12-pack of Coca-Cola,
Of course.
which is fine with me.
Yeah.
And then some gift cards. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Other than that, I mean, I had a pretty good week. Had good 4 days off.
Lucky.
Hey, one day you might be
Maybe.
able to get a job that will actually doesn't force you to work on Christmas.
Or Christmas Eve. I wasn't working on it.
Technically, I never worked on Christmas either.
Right.
But you may one day get a job that gives you more than just 1 or 2 holidays.
That is true. That is so true.
But anyway, maybe a couple long weekends.
Right. Maybe.
Actually, give you weekends.
Yeah. Well, I have weekends off.
Yes, but I mean, guaranteed everyone has the weekend off.
Gotcha.
You know, that sort of thing.
One of those.
I'm
maybe one of those days, Lord willing.
I'm mostly picking at you.
I gotcha.
I know I can get away with it until you tell me not to. Anyway, other than that, I had a pretty good week.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance, besides this film, to watch anything while we were on vacation?
Yes, I did.
Or while I was on vacation.
Yeah, while you were on vacation. So I, from Christmas, I came back from my parents' place, came back to where we live, and went to church, like I said before, and then went over to our friend Chase's house where we normally do Bible study.
Yeah.
But knowing that most people were going to be out of town, so we decided just to hang out and chill and just, fellowship a little bit. So we were trying to figure out something to watch, and one of our
You watched more Blackadder.
No, we didn't watch a Blackadder.
Oh, okay.
So we were Chase and I were trying to be more
Worldly?
Huh?
Worldly?
Eh,
Inclusive?
yeah, inclusive with one of
A certain knucklehead was there, I heard.
our Hezekiah was there.
That's not the knucklehead.
No, he wasn't there.
Then he must not have made it,
Yeah.
from what I heard.
Yeah. We're referring to another
Yes.
associated of ours. But so we were a friend of ours, Hezekiah, is not a huge fan of anime as a genre, which we want to respect
fine,
that. Which
fine.
is fine. He likes
He's wrong, but it's fine. Not for himself.
Right.
He's wrong in general. Hezzy, we love you.
But either way, so we decided to watch a little bit of Disney Plus, and we wanted watching one episode, which we're like, why are we picking just one episode from Darkwing Duck?
Because when there's trouble, you call DW.
Exactly. I kept telling people,
Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
so
Sorry.
we wanted watching just a random episode from Darkwing Duck. Drew was like, "Oh, Drew,
I wasn't there.
I know. I get you and Chase mixed up all the time for some
How?
reason. I have no
he
idea."
talks more than I do, and he's a lot skinnier than me.
True.
And taller.
And taller. Hey, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
I mean, if you put us next to each other, we look like the number 10.
Touche. So either way, we watch an episode of Darkwing Duck, and then we watch out of all the films, because we're trying to figure out some Christmas movie, and the movie that comes up and it's set around Christmas. Now, granted, it's not during a Christmas party or anything. It's just set around Christmas.
Die Hard is not on Disney Plus.
No, it's not. It wasn't Die Hard. I was pushing for Die Hard, but we didn't
I know
watch.
you would be, but it's not on Disney Plus.
And it's a Christmas movie.
I have had this discussion.
We have.
It's set at Christmas time, and that's the only reason I let it go. Let it go. I'm done holding it back anymore. You already know my feelings.
But either way, no, we actually watched our Iron Man 3.
That is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is. It's set around Christmas.
Yes.
There's not really Christmas parties per se, but it has Christmas spirit in the air.
Hey, there is a giant bunny rabbit. That would be more Easter.
That is, yeah, that's true.
But
that's true.
Gift.
But this was the first time I watched this film in a very long time, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is a lot better movie than I remember it.
That was my feelings on Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Right. It's always interesting. It's always interesting revisiting a film you haven't seen in a while.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, wow, be like, this is a movie that's far better. It's got a better story than I remember. And there's a lot of people who go out there just give this movie just crap.
People are stupid, though.
I agree. It's very much like me.
I mean, it's not Thor: The Dark World.
I have a fondness for that film. I enjoyed it.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
There are people who like Incredible Hulk, too, even though I don't understand why.
Agreed. But
I'm just saying those two plus Captain Marvel are battling it out for my least favorite Marvel movie.
ooh,
But I didn't say worst. I said
Right.
least favorite.
gotcha.
That tells you how much esteem I put all the Marvel movies in.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we watched Iron Man 3. It's a really good movie. For those who hate it, I know some people who hate it just simply because, oh, it's not the Mandarin. Oh, this and
Hey, go watch Shang-Chi. He's over there.
exactly. Apparently,
Technically.
yeah.
You've not watched it yet.
No, I haven't. I watched it on Disney Plus.
It's on there. You ought to.
Yeah, I will get around to it
Eventually.
eventually.
That and Eternals.
Yeah, Eternals on
Hawkeye.
and Hawkeye, and Loki.
And Loki. And
The
we're
rest
going
of
to eventually do What If. So, I mean,
yeah, eventually we'll get around to
Well,
watching
you
What
watched
If.
a lot of that one already.
I did.
So,
either way, that is all I've been watching so far. What have you been watching?
well, before you came over here, I'm not going to mention what you saw me watching when you came over here because I've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special once before. So who knows why I'm subjecting myself to it again. But I watched a Riff Tracks. You know what Riff Tracks is, right?
Yes.
It's essentially mystery. It's from the people who made Mystery Science Theater 3000, but they do stuff more than just really old cheesy movies. They'll do new cheesy movies.
Yeah.
They did Iron Man, for crying out loud. They did. They've already done The Rise of Skywalker.
Wow.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Ah.
But they also do some more rare stuff that has not seen the light of day, probably for a good reason. I watched one they did on Fun in Balloon Land.
Okay.
I feel like I may have lost a brain cell or two.
Okay.
It was bad.
Okay. Gotcha.
Also watched a Riff Tracks short collection of shorts called from 2019 that they filmed live at Sketchfest San Francisco, I think.
Nice.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
Back when they still had it. And I think Weird Al was on that one. No, that was a different one. I didn't get to him. So
Yeah.
never mind. But yeah, I watched that and finished Hawkeye.
Yeah.
When you get to Hawkeye, there is an after credits scene.
Mm-hmm.
It does not tease anything coming up. But I laughed my full head off for the entire 3 minutes of it.
Wow.
It's 3 minutes. No, sorry, 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
It's a 5-minute after credits scene, and I laughed my full head off. And I can't tell you why because it will spoil it.
Okay.
Have you watched the first episode yet?
No, I have not watched anything
I can't
Hawkeye.
tell you a cotton picking thing.
Right.
And I probably shouldn't spoil stuff on our show anyway.
Exactly.
But let's just say there's something hilarious on there that relates back to Avengers.
Okay.
and possibly Hamilton.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued.
Yes, it's in the vein of Hamilton, I'll say.
Oh, okay.
That's as far as I'm going to go into that, but I laughed my full head off for 5 minutes. And if you go to the soundtrack, they've got the whole thing on there.
Wow.
But anyway, and
Yeah.
also that's a good show. I suggest watching Hawkeye anyway. Also watched an episode of Star Trek Discovery. I enjoyed that for the most part, although it's still a little... it's not as good as other Star Treks. That's all I'll put on that.
Yeah.
But I am watching that still. And while visiting my parents, I watched some more Rawhide and some more Wagon Train. I think I've decided I like Rawhide better than Wagon Train.
Okay.
They're just different shows.
I gotcha.
But I think Rawhide has the better characters.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. So speaking of bad movies, I wanted to plug a quick,
You wanted to plug a bad movie?
not a bad movie, a podcast talking about bad movies.
Oh, yes. Technically, a semi-part of our podcast network
Yes.
over at Culture Box.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to listen to a couple of guys and gals talk about bad movies and their opinions on them, go to The Bottom Shelf. I believe they're available on Spotify and other...
They're available at pretty much everywhere you found this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
So go show them some love. They're really good. Dallas from Geek Devotions is on there.
Along
And
with Kevin the Dapper Man and John Haryu of Playing Games with Strangers.
gotcha.
Can you tell I actually listened to the show?
Yeah.
I liked their Mars Attacks episode.
Oh my gosh.
That was a funny one.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what I've been watching.
Cool.
What we got in the news?
What have we got in the news? Quite a bit actually. Disney Plus dropped their I'm going to start with that. Disney Plus dropped what they're going to be putting out for the end of this month and beginning of the first in 2022. So Disney kicks off the holiday festivities with Christmas, obviously, as well as referring to
Oh, of course.
Christmas and New Year's. Starting this Friday, December 24th, when Disney Animation launches Enchanto on their services. So if you didn't get a chance to watch...
Keep talking. I'll interrupt you when the time comes.
All right.
D-Lit says the name of it is Encanto,
Oh, Encanto.
not Enchanto.
Okay. Encanto. Thank you, D-Lit.
You know, like in the first area from Pokemon.
Yeah, Encanto.
Kanto.
Encanto.
The Kanto, it's based apparently in the Kanto region of Japan,
Apparently.
over where Tokyo is.
But it's not even in Japan.
or in the Pokemon world.
Exactly.
Somewhere in Spain, I think.
I think
Spain or Mexico. I'm not sure which. Could be South America.
it's there again.
I've not watched the movie.
Me either.
I haven't even looked into what it's about other than she's in a magical family, but she's not she doesn't have magic, and
Yeah.
that's what it's about. You know, nothing else about the movie.
Yeah, so eventually I'm gonna watch it, and eventually we'll do it as a review on the SoCast.
Oh yeah. That's
So
fine.
that is currently out. Apparently they've done another Ice Age film. Another.
Well, I mean, they were doing a special coming up,
Yeah.
like a 1 hour special that's technically being made by Disney Toon Studios,
Yeah, apparently this
or
is
was the last remnants of Blue Sky's work.
yeah. So they
Finished by Disney Toon. But anyway.
yeah. It's a new animation prehistoric ramp of the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild coming to Disney Plus on January 28th. Continue the hilarious escapes of the Sub-Zero heroes from the wild successful global franchise. All right, so going into the more broader news. All right, so everybody knows what Fandango is, or for the most part, Fandango.
I'm aware of Fandango.
Okay, so Fandango came out with their.
I saw those stupid paper bag commercials before many a movie.
All right, so they have released their most anticipated theatrical movies for 2022.
Okay.
All right, so obviously, what question for you? What is the movies you're most interested in coming out in
Movies I'm
2000?
most interested in coming out.
Yes.
Well, I know we've got Death on the Nile coming out in February.
Mm-hmm.
Top Gun Maverick, I know, is in May. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is also in May.
Mm-hmm.
Good night. I know there's some more on there
Mm-hmm.
on that list, but I can't think of it right this second.
Okay, so for most anticipated animation or family films, number one is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider Verse.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
I was
definitely.
utterly shocked you didn't say that one. How much you love that film?
Yes,
love that
and
film?
I do love that film. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, Across the Spider Verse is one of those movies I've compartmentalized and set far out because I know what it is. It's because I already know I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
So I've already locked my hype away until that time.
I gotcha.
So it didn't even cross my mind.
All right, so Lightyear coming out
Yes,
June
that's
17th.
going to be good too.
Minions: The Rise of Gru
Yes.
on July 1st.
Will probably be only okay.
Yeah. One I'm actually looking forward to because I've actually had the time during a retreat.
Of course, a lot of this we are actually going to talk about first week of February too.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
A movie that I was not expecting to enjoy. I was able to watch the first two installments of this film franchise, or the trilogy actually. I was like, wow, this is really good. I really want to watch this third film coming out in 2022, and that would be Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, coming out on April 15th. Because there again, I've loved the Harry Potter ever since I watched, I think, the third film and started reading the books and watch all the movies. And
I've read.
I'm not a Potterhead like some people
Yeah.
are.
I've
Not
read,
like, yeah.
I've read all the books.
Yeah.
Cannot get into the movies.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
That happens.
Other than maybe it was one of those things where I probably should have watched the movies first and then seen what the books added, and then maybe I'd have better.
Right.
But I'm still sitting there going, "Where's the poltergeist? Where's Peeves? He should be here." They're leaving so much out of this to cram it into a 2-hour film. This is okay. Anyway,
All right. So in fifth spot, which after watching the trailer for this particular movie, that dropped like I think a couple of weeks ago or like 2 weeks ago, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 coming out April 8th, and we will definitely be doing a reaction to that. That was
with
freaking amazing.
with Idris Elba as Knuckles,
Yes.
and you need to pick up the phone because I called it.
You did. You did.
We'll see how it goes.
According to the trailer, he hit it. He hit the nail just right on the head.
And I'm happy. It was really the only place the way the story can go. But anyway.
Right. So going into further news, box office for this Christmas weekend was smashing or amazing or spectacular or it's saying to its heart's delight. So
Perhaps
superior, possibly.
Uncanny.
Yeah, uncanny.
I'm just bringing up random Marvel adjectives to refer to No Way Home.
Yeah. So Spider-Man No Way Home, and to mention this movie right now in theaters, granted, if you want to hear our reaction to this film, has that dropped on Patreon yet?
Yes, it is on Patreon.
All right. So if you want to go hear our honest opinions about Spider-Man No Way Home, go to
Pay us $10.
Yeah. You go to Patreon, sign up for the $10 tier, and you can hear our very exclusive thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home.
On our special Patreon episode that's going to come out every other 2 weeks, apparently. A sellout.
Yeah, sell out. Yeah.
Because for $10, we will definitely sell out.
So yeah, it's something we've been working on. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to, support us financially there, and if not, you can go support us on our Redbubble
Store.
Rebel store and go buy merchandise there.
Buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. Buy a mug. Buy a sticker.
It's all the same logo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised you haven't bought your socks yet.
I'm not sure they'll fit my big feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, I have very large feet.
Because we had to specifically put that one on there because you were going to buy socks.
Yeah.
Because you like crazy socks.
Yes, I do. All right. So either way, with that plug out of the way. All right. So Spider-Man No Way Home has hit the global whopping of $1.05 billion, making it Sony's number 2 film of all time. The film, which has No Way Home, which has $1.1 billion. That's nuts. So yeah, be like, this movie has just busted records. It'll probably continue to bust records. So yeah, if you haven't watched Spider-Man No Way Home, go watch it.
That almost goes without saying.
Yes, exactly.
Apparently, Deedlit agrees. How did you see it?
Yeah,
you haven't even left this. You just showed up here the other day. I don't even want to know. Don't tell me.
Okay. I mean, I gotta figure out how she talks.
I don't understand it. I hear the beeps and boops like you do, but somehow I understand it. I don't get it.
Okay, then.
This is all crazy.
Yeah, agreed.
This is a crazy.
Why did you let a virus on your
not-
computer?
She's not happy you keep calling her a virus. In fact, she's crying now. Thank you.
Sorry, Deedlit.
She says, she says apology accepted.
All right, good deal. Moving on. All right, so a film series we have not touched on yet, but the movie Sing came out a couple of years ago. We'll eventually get around to reviewing that.
Yes.
And Sing 2 is currently in theaters.
Yes, it is.
So this movie is by Universal and Illumination. Has managed to hit $64.8 million in the box office. I don't know if that's good or not. That's doesn't sound very good at all. Now, granted, when you're going against Spider-Man, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is breaking box office records, and you got Little Sing 2, you're like, yeah, it's going to go hump. It's going to go with Spiderweb, and
it's like when Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 Chipwrecked came out next to Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah.
It's about that dumb.
It got blown away by, the Millennium Falcons that went into hyperdrive.
Yes.
Hyperspace. All right. So, right now, in the box office right now, Spider-Man No Way Home, as like I said before, is generated in this week alone, $81.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Sing right now is sitting at number 2 with $28.8 million. The Matrix Resurrections by Warner Brothers is sitting at 22.5, and Encanto by Disney.
Encanto
by Disney has reached a total within 5 weeks of $88.3 million. All right, so that is all I have for info and stuff.
All right, we need to jump then into our spoiler-free section.
Yes.
Of our review of Digimon Adventure Tri Part 2 Determination.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop. They can't understand you, and I can't translate that much. I know you enjoyed the film, and I know you felt good. You had some feelings for some of the characters, especially some of the Digimon. But unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't really translate all that much of your feelings into the show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But Jacob, if you could go ahead and tell us what your feelings were.
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I was, it's okay. You lead in from, which was a really good movie. And you get into this film, it's like, oh, okay, we're kind of going to, we're doing this. And then, we get this big attack. And then on the very end, it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? I mean, like, obviously, you can see something coming. It's like, you have like this character who we thought was this pops up, and it's like, what the crap is this character doing here?
I just want to point out that, you know how sometimes when I'm researching, I sometimes run across stuff I wish I didn't see.
Right.
This was the only thing that was in the trivia section, and I had to leave it out, and it deals with that character.
Yeah.
I left it out because it had nothing to do with this particular.
Yeah, it has to do with the second, the third
later part.
Yeah, the third part of the film.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So we get this, and it's like, whoa, okay,
Also,
that's interesting.
That may not have been actually him.
Yeah, we'll get
get to that when we get there.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you get the big finale of this film. It's like, whoa, okay. Oh crap, you went there. Why? It's like, okay, let's bring back all the trauma from Digimon Tamers all back to forefront with this one. It's like, ow, that hurt.
Tamers is the card game, though.
I know.
Don't you mean the end of season 1 with when Gatomon joined the team and
Wizardmon?
Wizardmon, I couldn't think of his name. And Wizardmon's
Demise?
Yeah.
Kind of. This is more kind of
Doesn't really spoil much.
No, it
'cause we haven't
doesn't.
said
It
who
doesn't.
is.
Be like a series that's over 20 years old. Yeah. 21, 22 years old now. But either way,
Yeah,
nuance.
spoiler alert. TK
Spoiler alert.
Ty dies at the end of this movie.
What? How dare you? Anyways, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie so much. I was so much in shock what was going on. I was like, oh my gosh, this got real. And so I literally, I finished the film. It's like, okay, I'm watching the third one right now. I was like,
I would have, but it was time to go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. So I wanted watching Digimon Adventure Try Confession, the third one after that, because it was like, oh my gosh, what happens next? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, be like this movie is the bomb. It's like, wow. And there's so many great scenes in this movie. It's not even funny. So it's like, yeah, definitely. I enjoyed it. And yeah, I can't wait to when we review Confession and then going forward to seeing what goes on from there. Because I know something was going on. I was like, oh my gosh. Because I'll get there when I get there. Anyway, what is yours? Spoiler-free thoughts.
I really do like how this movie kind of. This feels like so. The first one, I'm gonna get to my point here, but the first movie very much felt like a modern style anime movie that obviously had connections to previous Digimon stuff, but was kind of still modern.
Yeah.
This felt like a return to form from the show because you had this stupid little comedy that just comes up out of nowhere for no good reason. You do still have a lot of good drama and a lot of stuff that makes you go, holy crap, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
But then it's followed up by scenes of all the rookie forms eating snacks.
My gosh, that's
And
yeah.
A cat causing another cat to have a heart attack because of how cute it is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that scene.
Yeah.
That entire scene
That
is
entire
hilarious.
section is funny. But that's the thing is that scene would not have appeared in the last movie.
Yeah.
At all. It was not the tone that first
No,
movie
it
was
wasn't.
going for.
No, it wasn't.
This one is like, yeah, we have gone back to Digimon. We are literally that was just the setup. Now Digimon is surely back again.
Yes.
Because this is what I remember from the show.
Yeah.
It's goofy. It does. I mean, thank goodness that. Oh shoot! What is Izzy's Digimon?
Tintomon.
Pentamon. I don't know. I couldn't think of that. But when I'm sure the animators love the fact, or the people doing the localization love the fact that Tentomon has no moving mouth because then they can just have him say whatever the crap he wants.
Right.
And he says some of the funniest lines
yeah.
throughout this entire thing.
Agreed.
And then you also got like you got a lot of good character building in this too between Joe and Mimi.
Oh
in
yeah.
this, which we'll get more into.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, this is a great continuation. It is starting to answer some of the questions I was wanting it to answer last time.
Yeah.
And it's also we're getting to know more of the shady government organization.
Right.
So, which we'll get into that here in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed the film. I'm looking forward to part 3.
Mhm.
I did not jump immediately into part 3 because, like I said, I had to go to bed
Yeah.
last night because it was late.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, it's a great sequel
Mhm.
or continuation. Really, it's
Yes.
not really a sequel.
Yeah.
Great continuation from the first one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one,
Yeah.
which we will. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of that, Dealet. So yeah, join us on the other side of the bumpers, and we will get to spoiling this thing. Don't forget that you can download. Don't forget that you can. Don't forget that you can listen to us record the podcast live every Tuesday over on our Facebook page, The Cellcast, our Twitch channel, The Cellcast Gaming, and on YouTube at Cellcast. Also, don't forget to join our Patreon if you would like to support us monetarily. At $1, you'll get our everlasting thanks. At our $5 tier, you can get some artwork from Jacob, and at our $10 tier, you can get bloopers for every episode we've released that I've remembered to release them for, and you can get commentaries from different movies. So come check us out over there if you would like to support us financially. This podcast is part of the Culture Box Media Network. For more great content like this, please check out the link in the description. There you can find other great shows, such as The Untold Podcast, which is a speculative fiction podcast utilizing the genres of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, among others, in order to engage the culture's imagination from a Christian worldview. Every month, Nathan James Norman produces and narrates a new story presented in a unique and dynamic way. You can check out their podcast at untoldpodcast.com. Also, we are a part of Pop Americana, where you can enjoy other shows like Franchise Fatigue. Do you like movies? Of course you do. I bet you even like big movie franchises like Star Wars, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Indiana Jones. And obviously, since you listen to us, you must like listening to movie reviews. But what if I were to tell you there is a podcast that reviews film series one movie at a time? You like that? Well, then go check out the Franchise Fatigue podcast over on your favorite podcast catcher and listen to James and Gabe give an in-depth analysis and review on every movie in your favorite franchise. Okay, and a quick break here while we go back over our chat logs.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Murphy over on our Facebook says, Josh, I don't know this Josh, which I told him that was Josh, your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, of course he wouldn't know him. He's probably never met him.
No, probably hasn't.
And he said, Deedlit, as in Record of Lodos War, which I said, yes, that is who she's named after.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you mentioned what you got from Jim, he says, alcohol, that's it. You're blackballed from the Baptist Church.
I can't help what people give me, okay?
That's true. Plus, there might be some quote-unquote Reformed Baptists you may need to talk to there, Chase, that like to drink alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. Over on our Twitch, Josh says, need a vaccine and like 15 boosters. I don't remember what that was in reference to. Something we said early on in
Yeah.
the show. Anyway.
Anyways.
Josh suggested that you cook with the with whatever alcohol it is you got.
That's what I keep thinking. Because I hear it's really good cooking with like other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Josh apparently got 3 new games for Christmas.
Sweet.
He said Sonic 2 should come out on February 2nd. So it would be coming out on 2/22/22.
Uh-huh.
Like the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that came out on 2/22/1992. Or as they called it, Sonic Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah. Josh says, I would love a hat, but I have a ginormous head.
Same here. Apparently, it's the Heron genetics.
Mm-hmm. And then he's asked if those were Pokemon cries. No, that's Deedlit.
Yeah, it's Deedlit.
That's not Pokemon cries. That's Deedlit.
Yeah, Deedlit. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Deedlit.
He said, yeah, I'm Deedlit.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh says, Encanto? Yes, in like we said, the Pokemon
Yeah,
And
in Kanto.
it literally takes place in the
Not
Pokemon universe.
Enchanto.
I'm surprised Disney was able to get the rights to actually do that, considering how Warner Brothers is working on they put out Detective Pikachu and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says TK is the best Digidestined.
I like
I don't know if
TK,
you-
but
I don't know if you can say that with Kari right there. I mean, Kari can get her big brother in line.
yeah, that's true. It'd be like
Of
personally,
course, so can TK
that is
get his big brother in line.
yeah, it's a younger sibling thing. You can kind of get the older sibling in the line, but sometimes
Maybe it's Izzy.
is he?
He's the one who's done the most work for the Digidestined.
That is true. That is so
And
true.
the only bad things he's done is lie to Sora in the last movie.
Oh, gosh,
about being
that.
at a French restaurant,
Right.
and this one falling in love with May and leaving all the Digimon back in the office by themselves without telling anybody. It's only two things he's done wrong.
Right. There again, be like Digimon does something really great. You have characters who are flawed. They
Exactly.
have problems. And I just love how they, the characters interact. They have their conflicts and everything. So, yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah. In fact, are you ready to jump back in?
Yeah, let's do
All
that.
right. So we are, Dila, if you will let us back in, we will get to spoiling this. The following is a spoiler-filled review for Digimon Adventure Try Part 2 Determination. If you have not seen the movie, you should turn us off now. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Anyway. I don't think I did that as good as I did last week.
No, but it was good.
Yes.
Bravo.
Once again, Digimon Adventure Try was directed by Keitaro Motonoga. It was written by Yuko Kakihara. And, of course, Digimon is created by Akiyoshi Hongo. Now, if you remember last week, I only mentioned the rookie forms of the Digimon because of how many parts in the English version there are because of how many different voice actors voice different Digimon.
Yes.
For reasons
Yes.
unknown.
Yeah.
They decided to do that back 20 years ago, but they have to keep doing it now. Anyway, so I did not... If I mention an actor, a character from last week, it's simply because they're also voicing the character I included this week. And
Right.
I have gone ahead and included all of the Ultimate and the few Mega forms we've seen so far.
Yes.
And what's above Mega?
Because
Because
Fusion Mega?
well, it's what. Well, I mean, Wargreymon is
Mega.
above he's Mega.
He's Mega.
He's okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting it confused. In
Omnimon.
my mind, Metal Greymon was Ultimate. Hey, he is Ultimate.
He is Ultimate.
Never mind. I just get my Digimon confused.
Yeah. That's very easily done.
In my defense, I came with a Pokemon upbringing. I only had to worry about a maximum of 3 unless it was a special case.
Right.
I didn't have to worry about every Pokemon having 7 versions that they could switch back and forth to at any given moment. But anyway, more on that at a future geek discussion that we are working on.
Yeah, exactly. So stay tuned for that.
Yes. So anyway, getting into the cast. Kyle Hebert was the voice of Greymon, Metal Greymon, War Greymon, and Mr. Keto, Joe's dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does show up.
Yeah. And in Dragon Ball Z, he's the voice of Gohan as a teenager.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Melody Spevik was the voice of Birdramon, Garudomon, and Mrs. Keto, aka Joe's mom.
Oh, okay.
And in the video game Lost Odyssey, she played a character named Maya.
Okay.
Joshua Seth was the voice of Motimon, I believe, last time.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Tai.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 2000s Transformers Robots in Disguise, he played Carl. And it was apparently a major character because he was like at least 15 episodes listed under there
Oh, okay.
of just Carl. I'm probably... Anyway. Michael Sorich was the voice of Zudomon, Vikemon, and Elikmon.
Mm-hmm.
And in Mob Psycho 100, he is the voice of Dimple,
Okay.
the leader of the Happy Happy cult.
Okay. That's a
That
show
ends up-
I've never seen.
That mob ends up breaking up, and then they fall in love with his bald head, and then Dimple haunts him. It's a good show. It's just weird. It makes sense at the time.
Okay.
Dorothy Elias Fawn is the voice of both Lilymon and Rosemon.
Mm-hmm.
And in Rurouni Kenshin, she was the voice of Kaoru Kamiya.
Okay.
Dave Mallow was the voice of Angemon. Or correction, one of the voices of Angemon. I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Because I actually have 2 people listed for Angemon. I
Really?
don't know why. I haven't looked that far into it yet. But in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he was the voice of Babu.
Oh yeah,
was
one of the evil sidekicks.
monocle one. The
Yeah.
one with the monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the voice of Babu.
Okay.
I thought that was funny. Jamieson Price was also the voice of Angemon, and Magna Angemon, and Seraphmon. And in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, he was the voice of Reeve Twesty,
Okay.
one of the people working for Shinra that technically is in control of Kate Sith.
Okay.
Psychically.
Oh, okay.
Paul St. Peter was the voice of both Leomon and Imperial Dramon.
Hmm.
And he was Detective Toshimi Komikawa in Paprika.
Oh, okay.
And then Bo Billingsley was the voice of Ogremon. And in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, he was the voice of Barrett Wallace.
Oh, of course.
If you remember, last time we did another thing. We had someone else play Barrett Wallace in the Final Fantasy VII remake. That will plays one of the Digi-Destined.
Really?
Yeah. Or no, not one of the, I think one of the... He played somebody. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, okay.
But we have 2 Barretts in this show, in this thing.
Oh, okay.
You're probably in the same scenes for all I know. Well, except Ogremon's dead.
Hmm.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts connections.
Ah, there actually is one.
Oh, there's a couple.
Okay.
There's a lot more than a couple.
Okay.
Bo Billingsley, starting off with him. Of course, I just said he was Ogremon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the undead pirates in the Pirates of the Caribbean levels of Kingdom Hearts 2 named Bosun.
Bosun. Okay.
Bosun. I want to point out that I never knew these undead pirates in the game had names until we started doing this podcast.
Okay. Interesting.
Just pointing that out there. Paul St. Peter, who was Leomon and Imperial Dramon in this, is Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts. Kirk Thornton, who's Gabumon in Digimon, is Saix and Issa in Kingdom Hearts.
Mm.
Doug Erholtz, who's Daigo, is Leon, a.k.a. Squall Leonhart, starting in Kingdom Hearts 2. You might... some of these may sound familiar. John Eric Bentley was the voice of the narrator, and his additional voices in Kingdom Hearts 3. Sharmi Lee was the voice of Biyomon and Maki Himikawa in Digimon.
Okay.
And she voices Makoto Najima in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Okay.
I now include that as a Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can.
Thank you, Sora.
Both Soras.
Both Sora.
Johnny Young Bosch, voice of TK, voices Zero in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Zero being the counterpart of Mega Man X.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Takahiro Sakurai was Tentomon in the Japanese version, and he's Cloud Strife in Kingdom Hearts. In the Japanese version, obviously. Hiroki Hirata was the narrator in the Japanese one, and he is Captain Jack Sparrow in the Japanese Kingdom Hearts. And Chika Sakamoto, the voice of Agumon and Greymon in the Japanese Digimon, is Huey, Dewey, and Louie in the Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts.
All right.
So that's my cast and crew. What do you got in info and stuff?
All right. So for the remainder of the Digimon Adventure trifecta films, if you want the full list of information, you need to go back to the first episode of Reunion to get all that. So with all of that out of the way, studio and distribution, it's done by the same people.
'Cause it's all the same.
It's all the same.
We don't like repeating ourselves.
Yeah,
that much.
exactly. So all I'm going to give you is more new information regarding determination. So,
Determination.
All right, so I did miss
Watching Digimon will give you determination.
Nation.
There's an Undertale reference.
All right, so you can watch there again. You watch this on Peacock. You can watch on Voodoo. Voodoo. Thank you, Voodoo. I'm terrible at pronouncing words. Voodoo and Crackle. It was released in Japan on March 12th, 2016. It debuted at Anime Expo on July 1st, 2017 through the 4th, as well as San Diego Comic-Con on July 19th and the 23rd of 2017. And its general release into the U.S. on August 15th, 2017. Box office. It earned 3 million yen, or approximately $235,000 United States, for its first screening in Japan. It surpassed the first day box office results of Reunion and earned $46 million yen, approximately $407,000 on its opening weekend. On March 31st, 2016, it earned 144 million yen, or $1.29 million. Determination has a box office gross of 160 million yen, or converted to US dollar is $1.6 million. And its sequel obviously is Digimon Adventure Confession.
That is the next one in the series.
Yes, this one we
So
were
once you
reviewing.
get done listening to us, throw that one in.
Yeah, exactly. So that is all I have for info and stuff.
All right, getting into the summary of this one. While Joe stays home to study for his exams, the Digidestined and their Digimon go on a trip to a hot spring inn, alongside Nishijima and Himikawa. After the trip, Himikawa and Nishijimi... Japanese names. Thank you, Deedlet. After the trip, Himikawa and Nishijima direct soldiers to use experimental weapons against an infected Ogremon that manifests in Odaiba, but Leomon takes Ogremon back to the digital world. Folks, I take these summaries straight from Wikipedia, and I suspect they're all based on the Japanese version. I'm just going to say that right now, because I don't think they ever said any of these names for locations. Just saying. As Mimi and Mako prepare for a Cheer Girl Cafe for the upcoming school festival, Ogremon appears again. When Togemon inadvertently damages a helicopter, Izzy reprimands Mimi for being selfish. After Ogremon is sent back to the digital world, Leomon visits the real world, informing the Digidestined that Ogremon is infected. As Mimi laments her selfishness, she hears from Joe that he is avoiding battles with the Digimon to try to cope with adulthood, but loathes his own ineptness. As Gomamon decides to run away from home, Izzy receives an ominous message in Digicode. On the day of the school festival, Mako shows Mimi her support by wearing her Chill Girl outfit for the cafe, while the Digimon sneak into the festival to try and win a costume contest for free food. Afterwards, Gomamon tells Joe that he ran away because he refused to fight together anymore, causing Joe to angrily storm off. Mekumon is abducted by what appears to be the Digimon Emperor. Palmon, Gomamon, and a now infected Leomon, really partially infected Leomon, follow them into the digital distortion as they combat an infected Imperial Dramon. Kari urges Joe to fight by his partner's side. After overcoming his insecurities, Joe manages to digivolve Gomamon into Vikemon alongside Mimi, who digivolves Palmon into Rosemon. After they defeat Imperial Dramon, a traumatized Mekumon changes form, destroys Leomon, let's put it right down here, kills Leomon,
Pretty much.
and escapes into another distortion.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Maine Coons. Don't make me hate the Maine Coon. Anyway, that brings us to we would have trivia. However, the only trivia I could really find for this spoils upcoming information.
Yes,
so
it
I will be
does.
leaving that trivia off of this.
Yes.
Bringing us to our likes. Jacob, your first like.
My first like goes to the very end of the film, the conclusion. So you have this battle with a obviously infected Imperial Dramon against a bunch of rookies, champions, ultimates, and eventually a mega. Now,
Two megas.
Two megas.
We get two megas. Two new megas.
Two new megas.
You hadn't seen before.
Yeah. Well, you hadn't seen it on screen before. You hadn't seen it on
Okay,
screen
yes,
before.
they
You hadn't-
probably came up in Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, and card game,
Or
whatever,
whatever other
whatever,
Digimon
whatever it is.
Connected Universe stuff.
Yes. So, be like, granted, Imperial Dramon is a DNA Digivolve Mega. So he's two Digimon in one. So then, in the middle of the fight, he transformed into his fighter mode, which makes him a better. It's like, oh crap, here we go. So you get all of that amazing stuff, that amazing scene. It's like, okay, great animation there. And then everybody comes back to the real world. And you're still reeling. He's like, who in the world is that Digimon Emperor? Because he kind of looks like Ken. But then we saw what we saw at Reunion. It's like, then who the heck is he? I digress.
Well, I mean, he looks like Ken, except he looks about 10 times older.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like when you look at the difference between Tai in Digimon Season 1 and Digimon Tri.
Right.
Where he's, obviously 5 years older. This looks like maybe if you jumped into Digimon Adventure Quad and he's on college.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm assuming there might be a quad one day. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows with this series? So either way, you get through that, you get this amazing scene, and then you get what I recalled earlier from Digimon Tamers.
That's season 3.
That's season 3.
Which is the card game.
Yeah, based off the card game.
Yes. I'm just
Yeah.
making sure.
What I'm referring to is the
not-
death.
Not everyone knows what all this stuff is. I'm just being.
I know. I'm just trying to explain it.
Okay.
So what I'm referring to is the death of Leomon in this one. And then you get this sudden, oh my gosh, Leomon gets stabbed by Mekumon? Am I saying that right? Mekumon?
Yeah, Mekumon.
Yeah, Mekumon, who's somehow digivolved.
No, she did not digivolve. Everything I read, that was not a digivolve. She just shifted forms.
Oh, okay. And the scene that got me was
Because they didn't even do a dark digivolution either.
Yeah.
Which technically would have been what would have qualified. But
Yeah, that's true. So the thing that got me with that scene is like, oh crap, they're recalling something from Digimon Tamers with that. It's like, oh crap, that was really good. The fact to be like Leomon said what he said is like it's gonna be okay because he said the exact same thing in Tamers. So the fact
whereas
to be like,
I don't remember the scene, and I just went straight back to Wizardmon.
yeah,
With
that was good.
With Gatomon, I'm
Yeah.
thinking the cats and their protectors and how they deal with them dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Symmetry.
Yeah, exactly.
By Calvin Klein. Anyway.
Calvin Klein. This isn't Back to the Future, man.
Yes, Steedlet, I know that was a stupid joke. Let's move on.
But either way, the fact that Meiku be like, you see her Digivice go red, then black.
Yeah, it was black, and the screen was red, and there was crossed DNA.
Yeah, cross DNA. I was like, oh
What does that
crap.
mean?
Because to me, the only there again, going back to Digimon Season 2, when Ken first gets his Digivice, it goes black when he's in the dark ocean. Just hold that there. That's all I'm saying. I
don't know what that means.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it on Netflix.
I don't have time to watch.
Or Netflix, the
I don't have
Hulu.
time
I
to watch
apologize.
120 episodes of Digimon.
Okay. So that
I'm also making a wild guess how many episodes there are between Digimon
Not-
Adventure
not-
and Digimon Adventure 2.
not that much, but either way. So I was like, whoa, okay, that's the only way a Digivice can go black. I was like, oh crap. And then like the cream of resistance be like everybody's shocked face except for the one agent who goes shocked then grins. I'm like, oh crap, what's going on?
Okay.
Like she knows something. What's going on?
I'm just gonna say that's what the trivia was about. Was her.
Ah,
That's all I'm going to say.
okay.
I have a feeling I'm not going to like her. Anyway.
Anyways, so yeah, we get this amazing scene where everybody's like shocked, it's like, what in the world just happened? And then, sadly, Leomon dies and he doesn't come back, as far as I understand. Because
maybe somebody else will digivolve into a Leomon.
That is true.
I assume he has previous digivolutions.
Yeah, but
he didn't just hatch from the egg like that.
Yeah. But either way, it's like just that scene just blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. Because one, I was like, okay, something's up. Because one, we saw Meicoomon in Reunion go the whole red thing. It's like, okay, has something to do what's going on. And it's like, okay, and then you see Meicoomon, her eyes go red, and it's like, oh crap. This is not good. I'm like, okay, Meiku, what did you do? Where did you go? Or where did you accidentally find yourself in? That's my question. So either way, there again, me being the Digimon fan, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. So I have this prevailing theory what's going on. I'm not going to go into it because it didn't really apply yet until we get to later on. So I'm just more like, oh my gosh, this got good. So either way, so that is my number one. It's the conclusion went, bah! So good.
It's nice to see you geek out after a while.
Thank you.
Anyway.
What is your number one?
Let me bring my notes back up because, of course, my phone went to sleep through all that.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry, Deedle, that I'm not the Uber podcaster you thought I was.
I'm catching on what you're saying.
Anyway, my first like is that this is a classic Digimon story.
Agreed.
I mentioned this during the pre-show, the spoiler free. But I mean, you get so much of this goofy comedy that is just classic the way Digimon write stuff. It's obviously goofy. It's not the kind of thing most people would write.
Right.
Yet it's still funny as all get out.
Oh yeah.
And then you get like, because that's the thing. You bring up the issue with Meicoomon.
Yeah.
Up until the last that scene.
Yeah.
She's the funniest character in the entire film.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when they're all begging Leomon to take him up.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks down and she's got the full big cat
eyes.
And goes, pretty please.
Yeah. Boom. Heart thumps out of its.
This is not good. That's weaponizable. That's weaponized adorableness. That is Meikumon's attack.
Yes.
Weaponized adorableness. And the name of the attack, Pretty Please. That's enough to make my Otismon crap his pants. His digipants. But then you get like, sorry.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
She said, breathe, Jacob, breathe.
I'm trying to. Okay, thank you, D-Lit. Oh my gosh, that was so good. All right, continue.
But then you get all that stuff there before that when we're all eating snacks
Mm-hmm.
in Izzy's office.
Yes.
And there's like, it's so hungry I can eat the couch cushions. And you
Yes.
think they're gonna drop it there?
No.
Here, you can eat. You should eat a donut, or how about a couch cushion?
I'll
What
give
did
my
jelly donuts ever do to
you.
That is going to be the name of this episode, guys. I'm telling you right now. You probably already know this. I don't care. I'm naming the episode that. And then as they're going to the festival, says, maybe the heat of this couch cushions wasn't such a good idea. It's like, did you eat Izzy's couch?
It is Agumon.
Agumon, what did you do?
That's all he thinks about is food.
I know.
He's a hungry Digimon.
Agu, the first part of his name means bite in Japanese.
Yeah.
So literally, his name, if they were to do a literal translation to English, would be Bitemon. Just saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just saying. Or Bite Monster. I don't know which. That sounds worse. Moving on. But I mean, even the stuff there in the spa. Which,
Oh, yeah.
Admittedly, there was a point in watching all that. I was like, guys, what does this have to do with anything? This does not move the story along. But then Palmon and Meikumon getting lost and having to pretend to be stuffed animals. And then children in costumes.
Oh my gosh.
Who wears a costume to a spa? That makes no sense.
And that's the cue. It's like, oh, that's where they are.
Yes. And then Mimi jumps into the boys' bathroom and says,
Like me, you would.
Everyone look at me! I'm here to sing! It's like,
of course.
I don't think they're going to listen to you sing.
No, I think they're distracted.
I think you're well aware what they're doing. Anyway, I mean, it's just such a fun episode. The comedy bits, while some of them can be really stupid and can get annoying,
Right,
from time to time. It's just I enjoy the fact that here, and this is about how they would have localized an episode
yeah,
of Digimon, especially once they made it to the real world episodes. So yeah, I appreciated it, and I thought it was fun. I like that it's a classic style of Digimon.
I would agree with you. Completely agree with you.
What's your second like?
My second like kind of ties in what you said earlier. The fact that Leomon is convinced by the younger the rookie and champion Digimon to go to the festival because they want food.
Yeah.
And
because they ran out of snacks at Izzy's place.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
they never talk about how any of these kids have money.
Yeah, it's true. How do you
feed
all these
very, very hungry Digimon?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they need energy to digivolve, so that takes a lot of food.
I get that, but even Joe's parents don't even really care that Gabumon is there.
Yeah.
So it's like, other than be quiet, let him study. It's like, shut up, lady. Let the kid be a kid. He's still in high school.
Anyways, so it was more that entire scene of where all the Digimon are trying to get Leomon to take them to the fair, and then you get that scene where Drew perfectly exactly roar the heart comes out of his chest. Oh my gosh. Would even get Devimon to grab his pants.
Or whoever.
Oh my gosh, that was just absolutely hysterical. I was laughing my butt off with that scene. I thought it was absolutely just genius. And of course, they want to eat. They go into the festival. They find, free food if we go into this festival. And of course, who wins? Meikomon.
Yes, Meikumon, because she is the cutest.
That is true. And I found that Mimi was berating her Digimon. Palmon. Yeah, Palmon. That how you didn't win. It's okay. A plant versus a Meikumon.
Especially since the plant was the tail end of that costume while Gabumon was on top.
That is true. That was a very weird.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Like, are you a hat? What are you? What are you supposed to be, Gabumon? Other than obvious way to let Joe know where you are, because someone's going to call.
Yeah.
Who are you going to call? Joe Keto.
So yeah, that was my there are so many great scenes in this and very well played out, very well constructed scenes that give you like a clear direction what's going on. And so yeah, that's my number 2 is that entire scene, the festival, the Digimon going to it, and the Leomon trying to wrangle all of these younger Digimon. It doesn't work.
Pretty please.
Okay then. Yes, it's my number 2. So what is your second like?
I like the part of the story that deals with Joe and Mimi's issues. Joe not really wanting to be a he thought everything was done and was ready to move on with his life, and he has all these plans apparently set up. And I get the feeling it goes a little deeper than just having to deal with the fact that the Digidestin stuff is coming in again, because if I remember correctly, in the last one, he was not doing so good on those prep tests.
No, he wasn't.
So I'm sure he's dealing with the that stress more. It's really more dealing with that stress than the fact that he's got to be a Digidestined, and the Digidestined is just horning in on his stuff. But he even says that he's a coward.
Yeah.
He recognizes
I
he's trying
love
to
that.
run away from it because he's wanting to be, he feels like the Digimon stuff was a kid thing. He thought he grew past that, and now he's still having to deal with it as an adult, and he doesn't want to deal with it as an adult because it's essentially Christopher Robin in Christopher Robin.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen that movie, having to deal with Winnie the Pooh showing back up.
Mm.
It's that similar kind of a story, but I like how they intersect that with someone finally calling Mimi out for her crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Finally,
Thank you.
and actually saying, Mimi, you're a narcissist. What does that mean?
Mean.
Means you're stuck on yourself and annoying. Thank you! I've been saying that since I first saw this show. Mimi is the most annoying character. She always has been.
Yeah.
To me. And she was definitely that in the first movie. And this movie, starting to focus on her at the beginning, I was going, oh, this is going to be a slog. Dealing with a character I don't like. But they actually did such a good job having her
indeed.
actually finally grow out of being, how Mimi was.
Yeah.
Into being, growing as a character. And I like how her her outfit at the beginning was a callback to her old Digimon outfit
Yeah.
with the cowboy hat and such.
Mhm.
Which I still never understood why she was wearing that, other than she was a kid and they were at summer camp. And she was
A
fabulous.
spoiled little kid
Yeah,
who got to wear anything she wanted.
pretty much. And that's what she wore to the Digiworld.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, also liked that someone was wearing a summer camp t-shirt. Obviously
Hi.
referencing the summer camp they were at when they found out they were Digidestined.
And apparently that's the only shirt TK wears.
Apparently, that's all he had throughout the whole movie. He had at least had a white and yellow two-tone shirt last movie.
Yeah. That said summer camp.
What strange shirt will TK be wearing next time?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it'll be blue with pink polka dots. Who knows? But I mean, anyway, it's just I like how they actually dealt with because that's the thing. Digimon is not something I expect. No offense, I don't expect this to be something serious.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stupid and fun in this. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of stuff that kids could watch along and enjoy this too. But there's a lot of moments where it's like, yeah, we're dealing with this. We're going to have a scene in which one person feels like they're being a coward, another person feels like they're a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have them fight it out. And neither one are going to be happy when they leave because they're still not going to have their problems worked out.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to have Gabumon run away from Joe, and Joe being too much of and Joe not going out and looking for him. I mean, he does at least text around, but he's still there studying the whole time.
Yeah.
He doesn't go and actually go look for Gabumon, but he has to come to realize he may be growing up, but he is still a Digidestined, and he is still a partner with Gabumon, and they still have to fight together, which is what this leads to at the end of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Joe and Mimi's stories in this.
I would completely agree with you. Give me a second.
She said 1,000.
Okay.
5 1,000.
All right, fine then. All right.
She said you're welcome.
Thank you. All right, so my third and final like of this film was exactly yours. Was the fact that like you had Joe and Mimi. This was very much their story, and I love the fact to be like Mimi does get called out on her drama of being a narcissist, and the fact to be
being
like
a spoiled brat.
and being a brat, and her idea of be like just rush in there, do whatever, don't consult people, be like it's all about her, and Joe about being honest about himself.
Actually having collateral damage being shown on screen because she jumped in too early.
Yeah, exactly. So you have Joe, which be like, was always I love the fact like in these movies they actually focus on all the characters, because if this was any traditional, uh you would have it would only focus on maybe like three characters. Everybody else would be
Yeah.
kind of a background character, but every character gets a spotlight, and they're all done very well. With Joe being this character who is he's trying to be his own person, he's trying to be his own man, and he's pushing himself because he wants to be this. Um, I read one review where it was saying that like, oh, they're being pushed by society to be, they're to form their own into the gender that they're supposed to be, which is not. Because if you had any knowledge about Digimon, Mimi has always been Mimi. Joe has always been Joe. Granted, the American translation's a little more, hey, let's pick on Joe because he's this, weird, awkward, uh, sick kid all the time. So I love that they go into so much depth of Joe just saying, be like, hey, at least you're not a coward. And he goes out and admits, I'm a coward. I'm scared. I'm scared to be like, I don't want to be a Digidestined anymore. I want to live my own life, but he doesn't know how to. He's so afraid to, do something he loves, but like even his own father says, be like, yeah, I want him to succeed, but he's pushing himself too hard with this. Like it's not even an external, it's him. And I love that they bring in this complexity of a character, and it's just so amazing. The fact to be like you have Joe and Mimi, who are both, in a sense, nurses about what they do, and Joe with worrying and being a perfectionist in a lot of ways, and Mimi being a hard-headed, just being, I'm gonna go in there, do whatever it is, I'm gonna do it the way I want it, doesn't matter what's going to happen, and I'm just gonna be me. So the fact to be like this movie is all about the first two at least. I've watched the third one, not gonna get into that. The idea that it's the characters having to overcome something in their life and kind of come to acceptance in a way. And partially they do. There again, what I love about Digimon is you have characters with problems. They have characters with conflicts. That you learn something about the characters. And I really enjoy that about Digimon. And yeah, it's just amazing how they write this movie and how they wrote Digimon for many years. And plus I like Gobamon. Gobamon's cool.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that is my third like.
Much like your first like, my third like is the Digi fight at the end.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, first off, you start off with Mimi going ahead and digivolving Palmon and Togemon, like almost right off the bat to go fight them in the Digi world or whatever that sub pocket dimension thing is. In the distortion, anyway.
Yeah.
And Goma... Is it Gomamon? Or Gabumon? Gomamon, yeah. I'm getting my Gmons confused. But Gomamon goes in and fights despite the fact he is in rookie form and can't digivolve because Joe's not there.
Yeah. He has this tendency of... Like, he's kind of like maybe he kind of just jumps in and tries to help as much as he can because that's Gomamon.
Right. He wants to help, and he's in there to fight, but he can't do anything in that form. He literally, this rookie form, can't do any fighting as far as I know. I mean... Unless
he's in the ocean, he's got fish around him.
True. Now, Agumon, it's not like Agumon who can still do his pepper breath.
Yeah.
Or any of the other ones. Gomamon does not have much. But at least he's getting in there and trying.
Yeah.
And then Mimi either finally gets over herself or whatever that causes her to finally allow her to digivolve. Again, we get our first actual ultimate digivolution in this. Yeah. We actually get to see the full digivolution sequence. And you do get to see the little symbols for the
crest.
From the crest. Yeah, the crest. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. That was
I
really
love that
good.
they how they included that in there. And actually you have a separate digivolution for each one, because they could easily, for movies like this, they could have easily just had do semi-warp digivolutions, not actual warp digivolutions, but have this where they quickly go from this and now they're in now she's go from Palmon straight to Lilymon. They could easily have done that. I'm really thankful they didn't do that. We actually get to see the Togemon Digivolution for the second time in this movie,
Right.
Because they play both times. It's the full sequence,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get to see her go to Lilymon later on. I don't think it's immediate because I think Gomamon gets to Digivolve first. Once Joe finally is it Sora that goes and grabs him finally from after he's fixing his bike?
Oh no, it's Kari. It's Kari.
Kari goes and gets him and says, "Look, you people, you and Gomamon are partners for life.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go and save him because he's about to get himself killed." And she was.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe finally mans up and goes and helps his friend.
Yes.
And that allows Gomamon to first transform into what's his name? What's the first one?
Hold on. Let's see. He Digivolves into. Hold on.
I'm sorry, I don't have all these memorized.
No. Like no worries. Oh crap. Because I'm getting. Hold on. Time.
And I know it's eventually Zudomon and Vikemon.
Yeah.
He's an Ikakumon?
No.
That's someone else.
Yeah. That's Sintomon. No, it's Kabuterimon, Mega Kabuterimon, and yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I thought it was it just came to me as a thing. Yeah, Ikakumon.
Yeah, Ikakumon.
Okay, close that. So I mean, first he evolves into Ikakumon, thinking, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then it didn't occur to me that that's as far as we ever got to see him go. The only ones we got to see go in the original show go to Ultimate was not Ultimate to Mega.
Yeah.
Was Agumon and
Gabumon.
Gabumon. Sorry, I did not realize it. So we go to a Zudomon. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we got Ultimate form. That's cool.
Yeah, technically in the first series, we do get to see, the ultimate versions of all the other Digimon.
Right, the Ultimate, but we don't get to see the Mega.
We don't see Mega forms.
Yeah, we finally get Mega.
Yeah.
In this, and you get Vikemon, which I still want to call him Vikingmon.
Yeah.
Because that's really how I see it. Of course, I still want to call the other one Rosemon.
Yeah, Rosemon.
Rosemon, and thinking, just go with the French, please. Just go with the French. Rosemon. Rosemon sounds cooler.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get to see those two new forms. And I'm like, okay, we are actually going to get to see some cool new stuff because we didn't get to see any cool new stuff outside of the introduction of Meikumon last time.
Yeah.
This time, we're actually getting some cool new stuff.
Agreed.
With all these characters. So it's like, okay, that means we'll probably get to see some of the other ones going forward. I doubt we'll see armor digivolutions for Angemon, for Patamon and Gatomon, but
right.
I mean, they had those. They could, they could show those, but obviously they're not going to,
right?
Because they're going to focus on the normal track of digivolution. So I mean, it's like, okay, that's cool. We're gonna get to see that because there's still a little part of me that loves that. It's like, okay, we're getting new stuff. Cool. And it's nice that they use that as here's a reward for actually actually having character growth.
Yeah,
you're gonna get a new form. So it actually is like, okay, cool. Because in so many other things, because bear in mind, I came from Power Rangers where, yeah, there might be some quote unquote character growth. I'm sure people can't see the quotation marks I'm making with my hands on the audio form of the show, but I am doing that. We get to see some character growth, but it's just, we learned a lesson, and now we can use this other new Zord. It's gonna attach itself to the thing now.
Right.
Cool. Next week, it's the same problems. Digimon doesn't do that, thankfully.
No.
They actually do have growth, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm glad and looking forward to seeing where this is going. So, yeah, that's my third like.
All right.
Which brings us to our dislikes. What is your first dislike, Jacob?
Now, my first is like there again, it's a nitpick because there again, you're working with a budget. I would say the vehicles in this are just like you go from Reunion, you go to Determination. The vehicles are the same. It's you have
The water is the same.
the
too.
water's the same. The camera angles about.
Do you see what I mean by the water last time?
Yes, I do.
It
I do.
bugs me.
It does. The fact that, like, when they're driving, obviously because the 3D model of the car moves, but the background kind of moves with it. That isn't the way physics works. And just how they drive and everything, it's just like kind of weird and odd. It's like, really? Like, you spend all the money you have or the bulk of your budget doing very well with your fight scenes, your animations, your digivolutions, all
And
these
you
great things.
Can't get a simple parallax scroll correctly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another nitpick. The car problem. I'd say that.
Well, I mean, the fact that when they get to, where he's trying to fix his bike after it messed up, and you realize every single bike in that shot is a 3D bike,
Yeah.
and there's no reason for any of them to be 3D other than they were cutting corners.
Yeah.
Because that was cheaper than drawing them. Because you could just copy paste that. I'm going, guys, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, all the Digidestined are about to get on those bikes to run to go save Gatomon, which would make no sense either.
Mm-hmm.
Gatomon, Meikumon, whatever, Catmon.
Catmon.
Yeah,
That's Gatomon.
I know. I'm aware it's Gatomon, but it's also Meikumon. But anyway,
Yeah.
technically Leomon also. Moving on.
All the cats.
My first dislike is how slow this movie starts out.
It is.
There was a point in here I was wondering, it's like, are the Digimon going to do anything in this other than just be annoying? I mean, last movie we got 2 big fight scenes, and now it's like, we're going to a spa. Guys, this is just like 1 bit of distinction different from the beach episode of anime.
Pretty much.
This was the beach episode of anime thing. It's in a really, really expensive spa. Bet you still have to spend money at after you get into. Anyway, they spent a lot of money on that section, and I'm sitting there going, guys, what does this have? How does this move the story forward? Because it really didn't, and it's the first half hour of the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, what does this have to do with distortions and Meikumon? It's just you people meeting Mako and Meikumon. That's all this is. And don't get me wrong, you need stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are 5-10 minute scenes. That is, you do stuff and stuff interrupts, and you have to actually, and Meikumon actually has to show her stuff with the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
The first time, bear in mind, the first time we actually get to see Meikumon do anything is at the end of this movie when she tries to attack Ogremon.
Yeah. That was cool, though.
At 1 hour and 15 minutes into the second film, Meikumon actually shows what she's capable of.
Yeah.
Granted, she does a good job for what she's doing.
Throwing paws.
Yes. And then she gets kidnapped by the Digimon Emperor. Maybe,
Air quotes.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Ish. Give you how bad my memory was. I actually looked up who Imperial Dramon digivolved from.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was wondering if he digivolved from Wormmon. Because, Worm. I was trying, Digimon doesn't always follow logic in the Digivolutions, but there is a logic, and I could have seen Worm to WORM to WYRM being the thought process. Worm to Worm.
Yeah.
To me,
more like a
Cyber Dragon, and because it's been a long time since I've seen.
Right.
I'm surprised I remembered that Digimon was Wormmon, to be honest. Because I had to look up who he digivolved into. It's like, he goes to Stingmon. He never goes to any of the others. So, okay. So I had to look that up because I was curious. Because I was like, oh, that would be an interesting thing where if he's actually. Because I didn't know if it was Ken or not. You see that costume, you go, it's the Digimon Emperor. What is the crap he doing? He's on the good guy team now. Can't remember his real name other than Ken. Ken what? Ken Dudu? I don't know. It's Japanese, so Ken Ishikawa? I don't know. I'm making up stuff now. But it just takes so long to get to stuff, and by the time it does, it's like we're finally moving the story forward, and we move it like just barely forward. It's and until the last second of the movie, it's like, wait, what? Meicoomon is evil now? Well, probably not evil because she didn't dark digivolve because she didn't digivolve.
Yeah.
She just form changed. I mean, champion level can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she form changed into an attack mode or vicious mode, I think is what I saw it was called. So, what? I mean, is she attacking to defend herself? And now she's afraid she's going to hurt Mako, and so she's running away to protect Mako. That would be a classic Digimon thing to do. I could see that. I don't know. I don't think that's it. But, I mean, it takes so long to get to that point. We only get to move the story ahead 30 feet instead of the mile the movie should have been able to take it.
Right.
Because we spent so much time in the spa and getting ready for the festival to turn into a dating cafe for the school festival.
Right.
Based off of really child-friendly version of Hooters. Tell me I'm wrong.
No,
That's
you're
what Daters has to be.
Yeah.
Referencing.
Daters, Hooters.
It's not Dave and Buster's.
No.
Which was my first thought when they said Daters. I realized, no, Daters, not Dave and Buster's. I know what this is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So, yeah. I don't like how slow this starts because it causes it to have to rush the ending a touch, and we still don't move the story forward enough to feel like the story moved. We've only got 6 movies to go through, and we need to move this story from where it started to its ending. It's got to go through like a whole season of Digimon.
Yeah.
And it feels like by this point we should be each one of these. It should be a 6-act thing, and it feels like we're in act 1.5 at the end of movie 2.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know what's going on.
I would agree with you there. Be like it is very the story the progression of the story does slow down a little bit here, but you do get a lot of very good character development throughout that.
And I like the character most. It gives us a good stuff to deal with Joe and Mimi, like I said, and some of the other characters.
Yeah.
But that first half hour, it's like that should have been a montage. And you should have put something else there to fill up that time that would have helped move the story along, maybe in a better way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that it's not moving the story along. It's just not being done in a better way, I guess is really the best way.
I get you.
It could have been better. Could have flowed better. Instead, we get 30 minutes in a spa, and I'm sitting there going, oh, this just took a nosedive. If this doesn't pick up, thankfully, half hour in. Okay, we're moving on. We're getting this interesting story with, Joe and Mimi. Okay, I can go with that. This is going somewhere. Okay. And yeah, I'm really liking the rookie forms wanting to eat stuff. That's funny, yeah. And then, please. Okay, yeah, I'm in this with the rest of the movie. please.
Hook you, line, sinker.
I like Meicoomon at this point. I'm really curious how they're going to work this thing, because whether and obviously she's at the center of the whole debacle.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. So.
Yes.
Anyway, what's your second dislike?
My second dislike, by the way, I do like your point. The story does slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But my second dislike is how the animation slightly drops in quality a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the animation does drop in quality a little bit. Now, granted, the Digivolutions and the fights are still that high, high end, high quality.
Right, but it's the day-to-day stuff.
It's the day-to-day stuff. It's a little slow.
Right.
It's dropped a little bit from Reunion, and there are a few scenes here and there. There are a few scenes here and there where they're reusing scenes, like the bike rack scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's once there that scene is used, I think 3 times, I believe 3-4 times, and there's one scene where you see a girl, she's unlocking her car, she's not moving. There's several scenes where this character is not moving at all.
Yeah.
But that scene in particular, we see the same girl twice. There's
Yeah.
no change. There's no color change. There's no outfit change. It's the same character. So there again, there's the animation drop and the overuse of uh, static scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my second dislike.
My second dislike is that the rookie form Digimon, after a while, start getting a bit annoying.
Okay.
I started noticing it in the spa scene. Now, it's one of those things that fluctuated because sometimes I thought the scene played brilliantly with them
Yeah.
being them, but after a while, I was going, guys, y'all should not be in a group because I don't think anyone can. Izzy should not be able to take care of all of you right now.
Yeah.
As crazy as y'all are being with this party, y'all should be in the on the server right now if you're going to act this crazy. You are destroying his office, all for a jelly donut.
Pretty much.
And their antics just after a while it was just, well, I enjoyed stuff. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But after a while, their almost all the rookie form Digimon story, for the most part, throughout this, and admittedly, the story wasn't focusing on the Digimon for this one. It was except for Gabumon and not even really Palmon. It was really Gabumon, not Gabumon. It's Gabumon is Mats.
Mm-hmm.
Gomamon.
Yeah, Gobamon.
Really, because Gomamon's the only really Digimon that's focusing on the story.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, he ends up with the rest of the group, and every once in a while, his story will interject into the fun they're all having.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to Joe right now. Tell him to go cry on a rock. That's not what he said. That's not what I wanted to say, but this is a family show.
Yes.
So, I mean, it just got annoying. Some of the Digimon, that whole section was like, yeah, there's some cute stuff in here. There's some funny stuff in here. Quit being pains in the butt to your trainers. That's not the right term.
Trainer?
That's not
This
the right
is not
term for
Pokemon.
Digimon. I don't know what. I was thinking Digimon.
Partner.
Trainer.
Partner.
Quit being pains to your partner. Quit being a pain in your partner's bohonkus. Yes, it is
Good one.
bohonkus.
Okay.
I'll
allow it.
Yeah. I had to use something. It's just part of me wants everything to move to connect it, and I really do like how they finally get everyone there with Pretty Please. Really, that ought to be the name of this episode is
Yes.
Pretty Please, but I'm still going with what did a jelly donut ever do to you? So it was just one of those moments where it's like, I don't think I could stand y'all guys right now. I'm with Joe right now on this one, guys. Y'all are being annoying. Y'all need to be hanging out with your partners, at least on their phones or something. Not crashing at Izzy's office, eating his couch cushions. So yeah, they just got annoying after.
Yeah,
a while. It's like,
I totally get it. I totally
it's
get
like
it.
if the point of the scene is for us to understand Joe's point of view, even though this isn't the reason Joe's kind of fighting against this, I understand it now.
Yeah.
This is like wrangling kindergartners, a horde of kindergartners.
Been there, done that.
Anyway, that's my second.
Okay,
It's like-
I totally get that point because I've done it before.
I know.
that's- It's hard, believe me.
I keep. Part of me wants them to still be as serious in their rookie forms as they are in their champion forms.
Yeah.
Except for obviously Gatomon and Meikumon, since they're already in their champion forms, but they're acting like rookie forms. Okay.
Well, it's cats. What do you expect?
Yes, they're obviously more evolved naturally
Oh, okay.
than
Okay. Okay, I got
their
you.
T-Rex counterparts.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, there ain't a dog in the show,
True.
so I can get away with this.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Dog hater.
I have yet to see Wolfmon. Chihuahuamon.
There's one. He's just a very odd character. Just saying, it's a very.
Korgamon.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, Korgamon.
Either Korgamon.
That's what you're going to be drawing up the next day is Korgamon.
Mon.
Although I think there is like a... Well, That is the thing. Technically, Gabumon does turn into Garurumon, who is obviously a wolf.
Yeah,
So there is a dog on.
there is a
but anyway.
dog-ish.
Yes. There is Garurumon. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
All right. So my third and final dislike. How do I describe this? There again, I'm gonna geek out on this one, so just
Yeah.
hang on to something. So in season one, be like you get the crest that you
Wizardmon dies.
yes, Wizard dun 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 Wizardmon dies. So you get into the like the Digimon, they have to face Puppetmon and Myotismon and all these. Well, they've already faced Myotismon, but like
And that weird Elvis thing.
yeah, oh yeah,
Whatever that was.
Yes, I can't remember his name, but they have to face like the four masters or something like that, and they have to figure out who these guys are, and they have to use the crest in order to defeat them. So at the end of season one, they have to literally sacrifice their ability to access or use the crest in order to defeat Apocalypse, who's the main villain from the end of season one. And I'm like, okay, they can't use their crest anymore. So I think in season 2, Jinai kind of gives them a boost where they can digivolve, past their champion form.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like, okay, that's really cool. But then you get to try, they don't explain it. There's no how in the world can they digivolve past a champion? Be like, yeah, they've in the past had the ability to digivolve past champion into ultimate into mega, but how do you do that without a crest?
I have a theory.
Okay.
Isn't the point of the crests, in some ways, they have to show qualities of that crest?
Yes, agreed.
Now, they're all growing up. Now, remind me, what was Joe's crest?
Joe's is faithfulness.
So, or loyalty, maybe?
Yeah, loyalty.
So he had to be loyal to Gabumon in order for Gabumon to
Digivolve. Yeah.
So he had to show his what his crest was. What was Mimi's?
Give me 1 second. I can't remember.
I mean, what I'm getting at is they have since they both had to grow as a character,
Right.
and they don't have they were able to actually use that without having to use the crests as an amplifier. Is my thought process. Yeah, they don't have the little tablet and the pendant thing to wear around their neck to do it, but they are still showing that ability because they
sincerity. That's what it was.
She had to be sincere.
Yeah,
about.
I would agree with you there.
Yeah,
I would completely agree with you on that. It's just more they don't really. It's like, okay, that makes sense why they would digivolve, because their partners are showing the characteristics of their crest. It makes sense. Yeah. I just wish they would explain it. Like someone come in there. Oh,
bear in mind, we're on movie 2 of 6.
That is true.
Somebody could ask this question next movie, or movie after next, because you've already seen the next movie.
Yeah. So either way, yeah, the explanation of why they can digivolve into something beyond it'd be like, it's kind of okay, they can just do this now. It's like, okay, but you've got all this lore back here. How do you do it?
Also, their partners have grown older and perhaps have more control over the abilities, and maybe needed the crests in order to digivolve them.
That is
previous, but now no longer need them because they are older and more mature. Theories? I have no idea if that's what it is.
That's true. Or someone who got mentioned in the first movie is pulling strings.
Willis?
No. Mentioned.
Willis.
No.
Jedi?
Possibly. I don't know.
Still going with Willis.
Okay. Oh yeah, Willis in the movie, definitely. Yeah, we'll see episode.
So important to Digimon the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got to be involved somehow.
Yeah, he pops up episode 4. Our movie 4.
Yes.
We haven't seen him yet. He might pop up. Not really.
I don't know.
Either way. So yeah, that's my number 4. Is they don't explain the crest and they evolve.
She says we're nuts for focusing on this.
And what were you expecting, Dealit? What were you expecting?
She says she's not sure.
What did you jumping to the wrong podcast then.
I don't think she was happy with that particular comment. That's what you get for sticking your tongue out at her. Anyway, my third dislike.
Okay.
We're still on to that. Meikumon's 180-degree turn. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they pulled this thing on us to make you go, what? What's going on this cliffhanger of an ending.
Yes.
I appreciate that part.
Yes.
But here's the thing. There is, with the exception, we go from her pretty please phase
Yes.
to her vision of the black Digivice with the cross DNA, and all of a sudden she's evil.
Yeah.
Why are you... What's going on? I know that's part of the shock value.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. That other character that we brought up, Himikawa,
Mm-hmm.
they have done a good job of making you question her loyalty up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing about what Meikumon's doing. I mean, at one point, Meikumon even says, I'm glad I'm friends with you guys. It's like, yeah, you're just one of the team, Meikumon. Oh, now you're evil. Why? This was just like this was like a. It's not that I'm asking why, because obviously the why is going to be coming.
Yes.
What I want to know is, they never gave a point where she was worried about all this stuff happening. She was just having a fun time with all her friends. They could have done something, I don't know, with the fight there where with Togemon fighting Ogremon out there by the lake, where Togemon accidentally causes the helicopter to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do love the fact that they actually showed collateral damage. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But they could have had her shown us scenes of her worrying about, I'm going to have to do that at one point. And this could all turn south. I'm worried about hurting Mako because it would make sense. They never even show you a visual of that being the issue. It's just she's happy-go-lucky throughout the whole thing. There's no, there's nothing that make you think that maybe that she's could make the decision to abandon her partner. Until she abandons her partner and the whole team and jumps into the distortion and disappears. There's nothing that gives you that feeling. It's just she's going this direction. All of a sudden, she turned to 180 and is going back the other way. That's like, okay, could you give us some motivation for why this is happening? I mean, you've given every other character so much stinking motivation for why they do what they do. And then Meikumon just goes back the other way. It's like, okay. That's just weird.
Yeah. I would point out, because this is a 6-part film, so
it's going to get explained.
It's going to be
Don't
explained.
Get me wrong, but in the course of just this one movie, I want at least some hints that she might want to abandon her trainer at some point.
Yeah,
she might feel it's the right thing to do or the best thing for her to do. Like I said, we get lots of hints at Himikawa being what she's apparently going to be.
Yeah.
But we get nothing from Meikumon. Looks like she's just going to be a happy member of the team, and it's all going to be happy-go-lucky up until she gets kidnapped. And then nothing about her being kidnapped, we know yet, causes her to want to make that 180-degree turn.
Well, I do want to point out one thing. In Reunion, the first movie, when Meiku and Meikumon first encounter Alphamon, be like, there is that, yeah. There's a scene where she does go red.
Yeah, there is that to give you a hint that there's more to her.
Yeah.
But in terms of character motivation, we never see her thinking, maybe I need to be careful. Now, it could be that whatever the Digimon Emperor or whomever that is did to her while she was kidnapped in the distortion caused her to change, and
Yeah.
we can find that out in the next one.
Yeah.
But it just feels like she was heading straight this direction, and she didn't make a 45-degree turn. She didn't make a 90-degree turn. She made a 180-degree turn, and went from being one of the good guys to being one of the bad guys, without much seeming that. Now, admittedly, it's meant to be a shock. I will grant you.
Yes.
I just wish there was a little more lead up
Understood.
to make me go, oh, I know what's going to happen. I don't want this to happen, but I have a feeling this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it happened. No, it's just like, okay, yeah, everything's going. They're going to save her, and she's maybe. I even thought maybe that Mei Kumon was going to get her first Digivolve in there to fight alongside Rosemon and Vikemon. And that's not what happens. Okay, so yeah, it's not time for it yet. You're saving your Digivolutions for when they're appreciable. You don't want to take the spotlight away from Rosemon or Vikemon. Fair enough. Oh, she's evil now. What? What happened? Did I fall asleep? What's going on? Movie's over? What happened? Okay.
I think
Kumon is evil now.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Dark Digivolution, which could have explained everything.
Right.
Because you see in the show when a Dark Digivolution happens, how a character can go from being one thing to another.
Right.
Like when you look at Agumon turning into Skull Greymon.
Right.
That is lore built into the universe. And if she had Dark Digivolved, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Because all that would be is somehow whatever Digimon Emperor dude did caused her to Dark Digivolve into this vicious mode or whatever a new name would be.
Yeah.
I think there is some difference, but it's more of a mode change. Anyway, I'm getting too bogged down into stuff that's probably going to be explained in the next movie.
Yeah.
Or in the movie after that, more than likely.
Right.
Anyway. And also, plus, that's another part that's been slightly spoiled for me by doing research.
Ah.
I love doing research. It spoils the movies I'm watching. Yay! Anyway, that brings us to the end of another episode. We need to rate this thing.
Yeah.
What you rating it?
There again, be like the beginning of the film is kind of slow. It does. There again, they're using character development and they're taking the time to do that. And they're saying, be like, that's kind of it's like, okay, you get a movie that went, 90 to nothing, and then it kind of drops in the second gear.
It's like
And
this
it
movie
just-
starts off in the filler episodes. It's like,
Pretty much, and then you pick up and it gets better and better and better. It's like boom, climax is like whoa, okay, yeah. To me, I have my theories. What's going on there again? I have seen the third film. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense more. And it's like, oh, okay, this is gonna get weirder and weirder. So there again, with all that said, I'm still at a strong 8 with this film. I love it. I love this film. It's just amazing storytelling. It does have a very slow beginning. It does have these little quirks here and there. But I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. And I've watched the third one. The third one's good. I need to go back and rewatch it for the review, obviously.
right.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's definitely an 8 for me. What's up? What's for you?
I think I'm going to give it an 8 also.
Okay.
It's like we said, it starts slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does feel like it starts in the filler episodes of the season, and then it starts finally picking up. It does make you okay, yeah. It's got a lot of good parts. It's a good adventure, and it's got a great cliffhanger that hopefully will turn when that cliffhanger is resolved. It will turn my dislike. One of my dislikes around where it's not a big a deal as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, I've not seen part 3 yet. I'm just literally going off of where part 2 ended. I'm still going, okay, this was sudden.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I enjoyed the movie. I'm giving it an 8 because it's a fun movie. Which brings us to the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to give your rating too, Deedlet?
Okay.
She's giving it a 10.
Really? Okay.
Apparently, Mei Kumon was too cute.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Anyway, trivia for next week's episode is, with the exception of TK and Kari, what are the names of the Season 2 Digidestined?
Okay. Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Because I suspect they are going to be that's going to be needed knowledge coming up
Possibly.
about who they were, not who those characters were. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we already seen them appear to be killed in a kids movie.
Approximately.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, if you know that, comment down below where you're posting that tomorrow, right?
I should be posting it tomorrow. Hopefully,
Okay.
this will work better than
So when you
last
see the
week's.
so when you see the post on our Facebook page, comment down below,
Indeed.
and the first one to get it right gets points.
Indeed. So join us for that. In the meantime,
What movie are we watching next?
next week, yeah. What is the actual name of the third one? I know you said it was Confession. I just
Yeah,
want to double check.
Yeah, Digimon Adventure Try Confession, movie 3.
Also, I would like to point out on my discs, Agumon was on disc 1,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the main Digimon of that story.
Yes.
Gomamon and Palmon are on the disc for this one.
Yes.
They were the main Digimon involved with this.
Uh-huh.
3 has Patamon
Yeah.
and TK.
Yeah.
And that one is Confession. So join us next week
Yeah.
for Confession. Maybe you feel the need to confess something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And-
I would say one thing. Make you, what did you do? That's all I'm asking. What did you do? Or non-intentionally do?
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But in the
we'll find out later.
Indeed. In the meantime, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And she says her name is D-Lip. And we'll catch you in the next frame.
Don't eat the couch, Agumon.
Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
Same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast.
Oh boy.
So where can they find you, Jacob?
You can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron, also on Facebook at Jacob's Daily Art Corner, where I try to draw each and every day. I don't get to it as often as I like, but join me there. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Jacob B. Heron, on Twitter at Jacob Heron, and Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. So where can they find you, Drew?
You can also follow me on Letterboxd at ggeorge759, Facebook as Drew Dodgen, my Facebook page where you can see pictures I've taken at Drew's Photo Bin. You can also follow me on Twitter at ggeorge759.
You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at cast_cell.
You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/thecellcastgaming.
You can also follow us on YouTube at Cellcast,
Listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts,
Google Play Podcasts,
Stitcher,
Spotify.
and your favorite podcast directory.
You can also listen to us on the Movie of the Week podcast with Jim Heron, where we talk about live action movies. And
you
remember,
can't
Cell is a single L. What did a jelly donut ever do to you? Okay, we're done.
But I was hungry. You know how hard it is to do Agumon's voice?
Sorry. Say, Ty.
There we go. That's it.
I had to get into the voice. And unfortunately, my voice is cracking. I can't quite do it because my voice won't stay at that level. It's right there where my voice switches from one octave to another. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much
Yes.
for tuning in with us. Thank you, Josh. There
And
again.
Geek Devotions, because
and
Geek
Geek Devotions.
Devotions has joined us.
Yeah.
By the way, Geek Devotions, if you have not listened to the beginning of last week's episode, if you've only been watching the live show, you might want to watch listen to that first one to meet. We've been doing some skits at the beginning of the episode, so involving the introduction of our new character
Yes.
on the show.
Oh, what a Geek Devotion.
Puberty is human evolution. Don't you mean Digivolution?
Digivolution.
Anyway.
Yeah. Because you talk like this the entire time for a period of days.
Well, at least I'm not trying to be Gomamon. That sounded worse.
Oh my gosh!
Also, I don't know if you caught this, but when they were at the spa, they took off Gabumon's fur.
Yeah, they did. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And we still didn't get to see what he looks like without the fur.
Because he's got a towel on his head.
Oh, that's a running gag, apparently.
Apparently.
And plus, they don't have to design that if they don't show it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Either way, yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we will be back next week for our review for Digimon Adventure Try Confession.
Mm-hmm.
So there again, if you have not watched it, it's available on many platforms for free, and free platforms as it is. So go check them out and get back to us and let us know what you thought of the film. There again, if you watched ahead, please do not spoil anything for anybody, because we try to keep everybody in.
It's bad enough that doing my research, I find out information I don't want to know yet.
Exactly.
Keep in mind, I have not been spoiled on the actual story. It's just elements of it.
Yeah, plot points.
I'm aware of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say ear,
Yeah.
but it's just like minor points that obviously are leading to a full thing. It's like, I could have waited for that, but okay.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, and we'll be back next week to do the thing we do. So who we're gonna read?
Doing that thing we do.
Oh.
You don't even know what I'm referencing.
No, I don't.
The song doing that
Do the thing you do?
Yeah, from like the late 90s.
Yeah.
Movie
Yeah.
with the Wonders, or as they were first called, the Wonders, which everyone mispronounces as O-Neaters.
Oh, neat.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I
You
don't.
know this movie.
No.
Anywho, put that on the thing. I have to find it. Anyway, I am going to probably raid Book of Gaming unless Geek Devotions is still on. I don't know, since Geek Devotions is in the chat, if they're still going. No, it doesn't. It looks like y'all did finish. So I'll head over to Book. Once again, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I need to bring that up on here while that's coming up. All right. It should be about ready for... If I can hit the bright buttons on here. Oh, it's over here. Hitting raid. And then...